when she had the fake labor pain, she ain't finna have that baby for a whole nother week. And drastic measures when she thought he was about to go with Krishan. I did notice that the fake labor pain started kicking in. You ain't due until the 24th. Today is barely the 17th. So how many days is that? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You got a whole nother week. And sometimes people go 2 weeks after they due date and sometimes 2 weeks before. I don't know. But I don't start getting excited about people at least until we like 3 or 4 days before. Because mostly everybody make it. Nowadays they can see the baby like 3D. Okay. So and back to what I was saying about Jaden, because I don't want to lose my points. I have my bullet points together. Love her dearly. Will always love her dearly. All of them this year, and I don't know if it's the fame or the money, but all of the kids that I have helped, they say I didn't help raise them, but I think if you teach somebody how to cook, I think if you teach somebody to bring their grades up, I think if you make sure somebody don't get pregnant, if they over your house every day, if you helping them find colleges when nobody else is talking to them about college, I think you deserve to have some credit on saying you helped raise. I show appreciation to Jaden's mother time and time again. I make sure that John always shows her mother when they was together nothing but respect. Always give her extra on the side. You ain't even got to tell nobody about it because she let you come in when nobody else would let you come in. So to say that I didn't help raise Jaden was a total slap in the face because she never ever had to pay when she was with me. She's never paid for an airline flight. I know I put her on her first airplane. And so that was a slap in the face, but I've been getting a lot of slaps in the face these last couple years. I've been getting a lot of slaps in the face from all the kids, not just Jaden. It's Callie, it's Blue, it's Dre. And that comes, from talking to, my dad and grandparents, it comes at a point where it's like they're trying to figure out their own way. And yes, I've been a crutch. I've been helping everybody with their own way. Because it's what I wanted. I wanted somebody to reach out and help me when I was out here struggling with 3 kids by myself. Not a grandma, not an auntie, nobody but my dad occasionally ever really gave a fuck about what was going on with me and my kids. So I try to give them the things that I didn't have. Is that making them entitled, ungrateful, and inconsiderate? Absolutely. It absolutely is. Because I get it. Teenage people, young adults, they gonna get smart. They gonna say what they want to say. And they have to deal with those repercussions. They've never done anything for me. I've done everything for all of them. And they've never, ever done anything for me. I can barely remember the times that I have gotten a Christmas gift or a Christmas card or a birthday gift or a birthday card. Like, there's no bend over, oh, let me help you with the dishes when I get done. There's not one of them that I can say, well done, my good and faithful servant, to none of them. So, but do I love them all? Absolutely. I have found a place of love in my heart, even for Krishan, even for Rila. I just met her. I have a small space in my heart for Nevaeh. I don't like people that just come in and think they just, they got it all together and they gonna duplicate some shit. And they can't even run their own shit. And it's clear example. The questions that my son is asking you is the questions that I asked him. How the fuck you gonna tell me and you didn't do X, Y, and Z? How you gonna tell another mother how it should be if you done been to the shelter and them motherfuckers ain't never been to the shelter? So what you're getting out of him is he's not being an asshole. He's being the way that I be to him. He's being the way that people around him that got it all together are being to him. So they're all very disrespectful. the most disrespectful out of all of them, because I literally try to help all three of them. Nevaeh was about to crash out when Blue was in Catalina, and I calmed her down, and I thought I got her together. And, you know, I'm like, don't leave your man, don't leave your house. You're in the middle of having a baby. You don't like the other space. You're going to be in this little box with a cat in a litter box, and I don't want that for the baby. So I always try to give them the best. I always try to give them the best womanly mother advice that I would give myself. Whether I fuck with you or not, if you got a grandkid or you got somebody that's attached to me around you, I'm going to give you the best information, better information than your mama could give you. So when you turn around and you say F me, or you're not paying attention to what I'm trying to tell you, when I done did this, I done already conquered the valleys and the lands. So when you look me in my face and you got 1 foot in the homeless shelter and 1 foot in apartment with no windows, like it's not giving what it needs to give. And I can say this because I'm the person who, if Blue run off or he go to jail, God forbid, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. But if he's not around and the things don't go your way, I'm the motherfucker you gotta call. I am that motherfucker that you gonna have to call. So why? I got more common sense than that. My daughter's grandparents chose the other baby mama, and that's fine, because she ain't doing shit. She done been married a humpteen times too. She ain't do shit different than I did, okay? Literally. Except for she married that lady's son, but before she married the lady's son, I was just a pregnant lady that everybody forgot about. Fuck you and your baby. You doomed. Well, all of that bullshit, okay? And so I feel bad for the people that go through those situations. That's why I'm attached to Rila. There was absolutely no way somebody was going to do that to me, and then I was going to turn around and do that to somebody else. So I get it that my son is a little bitter that I was not at the baby shower to support him and the baby mama that he goes that's willing to have probably all 4 or 5 kids. But so you think, because Rila said she would have 2 or 3 more too. So if you want a lot of kids and these people are signing up to be your baby moms, you need to be kind to them. You need to be respectful to them. But I appreciate you being honest to them. I appreciate you telling them all, hey, my dick got in the hand and got out of the way, and I don't really like none of y'all. That's what you need to say. And you need to keep saying that. And they need to keep respecting that. Because obviously they trying to get put on, and I don't think it's a good way to have a kid. Now, if it happens and you get pregnant and you done already had 6 abortions, I mean, I don't believe in abortions, but what the fuck? You done already had 6. I don't believe in bringing children into the world for vengeance. I never, ever use one of my kids as a weapon. Ever once did I ever use them as a weapon. If somebody wanted to see them, if somebody wanted to hang out with them, I did never, ever get in the way of that. And I had to send my daughter over there with a woman that didn't like me either. And I still had to trust God, trust that he was going to have everything under control. And he did. Because the minute that lady overstepped her boundaries, that she fucked around and found out that my baby daddy, her husband, was not going to play no games about his kids. So the minute she put her hands on my daughter, thank God he put his hands on her, and that was the end of the relationship. So I'm just saying that Jonathan has not met any woman, any of these women. And I was for sure Jaden could have definitely been an open-minded mom to all of them, but things change, time change, people change. And I get it. You start feeling the way, you start saying, fuck that. You know, these bitches is coming up. I'm not coming up. So you want to come up. Hey, that's your choice. That's your life. Live your life the way you want to live your life. But understand that that's not going to change the people that are around you. So, and I give Jaden good advice. She took her friend's advice, and I'm finding out just recently, which is why I'm not really interested in doing the interview with her friend anymore, that her friend is the one who talked her into doing the Bravo thing. I did not. I mean, I'm just thinking that this lady is over here trying to be her good friend and try to lead her in the right way. And so I think that they should be friends. But for you to be a friend and talk your other friend into doing something so damning and so vicious, I don't even know what to say. So when Jaden told me that, I backed off on the interview with Quincy, and there's no, sit down needed. There's really nothing necessary. Like, you are the reason she's in this situation. So I can see why she's saying she gonna drag you in, on the internet if you open your mouth. So I'm like, you know what? It's not even, if that's where it's at and that's what it is, then let me just mind my own business and let them not be friends. Neither one of them have any friends anymore. And that hurts me so badly that none of them have any friends anymore. But they still have their siblings. Your siblings are always forever. So, moving on to what I felt about the aftermath after the baby shower. Baby shower, like I said, was gorgeous. It was gorgeously advertised. It was beautiful. It was empty. It was soulless. There was no warmth there. It was all just, and it's sex and it's sad. You can still do content, really good content, open and transparent content without, an aunt maybe, an uncle maybe, somebody there to represent her. It was just her walking around with her mom, who she has quote unquote said, my mom is only here for the clout. That's what she told me. And I'm pretty sure maybe my son probably told her that too, but we found out that wasn't true. And I post my proof every single solitary day. And she could be lying on her mom too. She could have just been looking for some sympathy, and maybe she wanted, to use Krishan's whole life story. Her life story. And I don't know why these people want to have such a horrible life, just to have a story. There's horrible things to happen to everybody, but to say, I hope she's not lying. I hope she's telling the truth. She said her mom didn't want to help her with her other son. It's just been her, and that's why she's in the shelter. And there's nothing wrong with going to the shelter on a mission and a plan. So I understand if she went to the shelter trying to get on and get the free shit. We all know the game. We all know the hustle. We all know the game. I don't know about staying in no motherfucking shelter for no 2 months, no 30 days. I think they give you the shit after like 2 weeks. But if you had to go there because you moved to California, that's a choice that you chose to make for your son. That's what it is. I had family. I didn't have to go that route. So getting back to the aftermath, as you can see, I really try hard to find it because there's been likable moments with all of them. There's been likable moments for Nevaeh where I thought, my best friend is an Aries, and I'm not saying that to say that matters. There's likable moments. She just doesn't represent the Aries. They're bubbly, they're happy, they're friendly, they're always laughing, they're always a good time. And I've never really seen any of them that say that they do witchcraft or support witchcraft, or they're, demons and warlocks. Like, that's a complete and total turnoff for any mother. It's a complete and total turnoff for another mother to want to bring her children and incorporate your values and your character to their children. I don't even know that I would tell Jaden if it was Krishan, because, I get it. Sometimes I'll be walking in my flesh and then I'll be like, Lord, forgive me. And I understand Krishan. I just feel like she reminds me a lot of my son, Andre. There's been so much hurt and so much pain and PTSD and trauma that if she don't go get that worked out, and I'm really trying to be open about how I feel about everybody in my heart. I'm not making usually I'll tell a joke and, it's kiki, but it's starting to get a little serious. And I'm starting to see that this is really about to be like their way of life. And we don't want to see nobody else in jail. We don't want to see nobody else's kids without their father. If somebody needs help, they need to be the first adult, mature person to get the help that they need. We shouldn't have to tell you to go get help. We shouldn't have to tell you that. And in all honesty, she could do open sessions a couple times a week and sell a story, and we will buy it from the beginning. She thinks she told her story. When I wrote my book, baby, it opened wounds and it opened places and doors that the book is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, the book is doing what it's supposed to do. So go get your copy. It's important to know how to try and find healing in yourself. Jumping from one man to the next man, I did that. I took a period where I just didn't do nobody but my kids, and I forgot about the world, and I forgot about everything else. And that was how I did my healing journey. So until she either goes to talk to somebody, because Krishan's level of pain, anger, desire to be loved, and it's not her fault. All of those things, unfortunately, is not her fault. Now, Nevaeh says she got a stepdaddy that she rocking with, this nigga, that nigga, he that nigga, he this, he that. Okay, you had that. We not giving you that. Okay, you said you had everything you needed. Your stepdaddy, you had two daddies and a mama. We not giving you that. Okay, you need to walk around here like you got some goddamn sense and some respect for yourself and some respect for me, because your son is going to bring home trash one day too. All the mothers on my Instagram are in my DMs telling me about their trash stories. As a matter of fact, I might even start a Jerry Springer or a Ricky Lake show about it and pull everybody on there so they can tell their stories, because there's some stories out there. It's some mamas out there that are going through this shit, and y'all gonna go through this shit with y'all sons one day too. Because Pretty Ricky over there, Pretty Superior over there, gonna bring one of them trash bags home, cussing at you, calling you bitches, knocking you, touching you and doing too much, getting drunk around you, and just being, I just could not imagine my daughter ever going around anybody's family and acting this way. Just on a regular day-to-day. Like, when you go to somebody's mother's house, young ladies, just because we let you cuss and pop off and do your shit and act like you grown and all this, and we looking at you knowing you're uncooked, you're not ready, you have no ambitions, no desires, but to be somebody's baby mama and hope they put you on it's relentlessly disgusting. And just because we don't say anything doesn't mean that we don't feel bad for you, that we don't feel sorry for you, that I don't even look at my son and question, like, but if the coochie is free, what do you expect? You don't see his sister out here with this rapper and that rapper. She might be on the phone cupcaking a jail nigga to get her rocks off, just so her name don't got to be splattered all over Los Angeles. You don't see them talk. I'm pretty sure all of them same rappers is in Jaden's DM, they in Callie's DM. They was showing me when they first got famous, all these different athletes and all this different stuff. But because they know the value of their name, you don't got to get it put on like that. You didn't have to just jump over there with a baby and go crazy. And I'm going to be like Krishan and sell Krishan's story and make it my story. And that's how I'm going to come up. And because everybody could see that it's fake. Everybody could see that, yes, what she went through, she's lucky to have made it. She's lucky to have made it this far. And I'm not saying that her sisters or anybody didn't step in and help her, but everybody knows without both your parents, let alone not two parents, you really are empty soul. You are so empty, and she's just trying to fill her cup with whatever she can find. And it took me a long time to accept that, because my mom is also a drug addict, was a drug addict. My mom got delivered, got clean. I was grown though, all the way outside. But I understand the want and the need that she has, because all my friends have good moms. Yes, I have an amazing dad. My dad ain't missed a beat, but it's nothing like being able to call your mom on the phone and tell her some stuff and get some good advice and trusting, loving advice. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like when you get in a jam, instead of going to the shelter, you call your mom, or your car break down and your mom give her your whole car. You know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff, it don't even make sense to some of the stuff that Callie puts me through, because every single car she's had, I might have drove it a month and then I give it to her. And she's a spoiled brat. She's definitely a spoiled brat her whole life. But that's a whole nother spoiled brat conversation. We talking about trauma right now. And so if she don't have neither one of those parents to give her any of that, I know that my son probably really feels sorry for her, because they've seen me cry, they've seen me hurt, they've seen me go through a lot of shit to get them where they are. They've seen me put them first. They've seen me be last. They've seen me go to sleep hungry. And for her not to have any of that and just be searching all around this world for it, if she just focused on her child, no matter what type of disability he got going on, no matter what it is, if she just focused on her baby, all of those holes is going to be filled. Because my children, for me, filled those holes for me. So, and it don't matter that he can't do what the other 3-year-olds do. He should be competing with the people on his level right now. If I had a 3-year-old disabled child, he would be competing with 3-year-old disabled children. Okay, we would still be, they got little stuff and little clubs and little programs. You just have to reach out and do your due diligence and focus on what you have. Focus on what your blessing is. Okay? So the minute that you do that, I can see that he's filling some of those holes, but you're just leaving yourself wide open for people to mistreat you and use you and abuse you, because you also use and mistreat some people too. You've done a lot, and I'm not just giving you no full excuse for what you did, for what you've been through, because I understand, but some of the stuff that you're doing. Case in point, yes, when the girl came at you last night, you let your coaches down, you let your family down, you let me down, you let your son down. Yes, we know you can mollywop a hoe. We already know that. But what we don't know is how gun on her. She could have put the drop on you and John. And it's just when you keep using that shit as an excuse, we all know nobody could bully you. You could beat up a man. We know that. We see that. But what you refuse to do is put your kid first and show us a different side. You could have pushed off and said, nah, I'm a professional boxer. I'm not going that route. I'm not interested in going viral that way. I have a kid at home. I'm not going to go to jail for this. There's so many other things you could have did besides like beat her down to the ground. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you, at some point, you've got to show us a different part of you. We already saw that. We've already enjoyed that. We know you got that. Show us that in the ring. Start to show us who you are in the ring. Don't let people get you out of what you keep calling. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you're going through. I know you keep going over there and you keep messing up, and you want to be in the streets because it seems like it's more popping in the streets. But you're almost there. And if you keep going the way that you're supposed to go, I tell Andre this the same as I'm telling you. This is why I felt the need to get on here and not joke around so much like I normally do, but really, really tell each one of y'all what it is the problem is before the circus don't have no people in it again. Because I'm not finna carry this motherfucker for no whole 2-3 years while y'all go back and take time and sit y'all ass down in the jail and get 3 meals and hots and a cot. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not doing that. I'm getting ready to enjoy my old age. I'm getting ready to retire. I'm getting ready to focus on doing movies, producing them and directing them and living my dreams out. I'm not getting ready to carry the circus while you and Blue and take care of the kids again while y'all take time off. No ma'am, no ham. So y'all need to start making the type of decisions You guys got it. You got you got it. You guys are working together. You're figuring it out. Keep working. Stop trying to get on here and make them see something that we don't want to see. That we already saw that. Let us build up for the fights. You and John go down together and get the baby the help that he needs together. Do the counseling together. Take the baby to the physical therapy. We'll watch that. We'll pay for that. Will we not, guys? Let me sub up if y'all agree. If we'll watch them change the baby's life and put him in some disabled competitions. There we go. And put him in some swim lessons and swim competitions. And John, you have an open field. You got 4 baby mamas all willing to work with you. You could literally get on here, and I'm gonna give y'all the gift of gab right now because I can see that y'all don't have a fucking clue. We would watch you go and spend time at each baby mama's house without sleeping with these baby mamas, because you can't sleep with these baby mamas and still be co-parent fairly amongst all 4 of them. Now, can you go over there and play daddy? Absolutely. What's his name does it? What's his name? Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. Absolutely. And then the one that's the maturest, you might be able to dibble and dabble. I mean, at this point, you got 4 concubines, and we would love to watch you go to each different house and do something productive with and for all of your children. And your numbers would skyrocket. And they wouldn't be the scum of the earth that's supporting you. They would love to sub up and donate, to this baby mama and to that baby mama, and still watch all of the content. Javon, it should be playing basketball or football right now. Journey's getting ready to be doing tap ballet, and then Rela's getting ready to have her baby, and you can pull up with us and have the baby, and you can have Nevaeh's baby and still help with Superior, and we would still watch that. And what would we call that? We would call that proud dad. And for the moms who can't be respectful and responsible during their times or your times with your other children, hey, scratch them off and get your visitation. Okay? And that's what you need to do. And that's what people want to see. You're almost 30 years old. The last thing we want to see is a 30-year-old man and a manly woman outside in the streets getting attacked by people who don't even have money or fame, and they're making it off of y'all for free for y'all to get one night of free clicks. You write music, write a song called Baby Mamas and put all 4 baby mamas on that bitch. Let everybody eat, open all the doors so everybody can do what they want to do. And then you go find you a wife when you're ready who's okay with all of these different children and helping you raise all of these kids and get your vegetation in your house. But these 4 women they're not your wife. They're never going to be your wife. They're never ever going to be anything other than what you've established already. Because once a woman is fed up, it ain't nothing you could do about it. And they all are playing with each other. They're not even playing with you. They're playing with each other. They don't want you. They want each other. And for me, I'll gladly take my 10% from everyone. I'll gladly take my 10%. And instead of them having to have 40 different lives, you figure out what their lives are, what their value is, who got what subs, and then you pay each baby mama out of the same pot, which is what 6 Out was originally created for. But I'm getting tired of trying to get everybody on board to do the right thing. And you still could have got out of the 6 Out pot what you're getting out of the Twitch, and you wouldn't have had to go jumping through all these hoops, because the proud subscribers to our family network are there and been there 4 years now, and they love more than just the drama and the fights. They appreciate the good, the bad times and the good times and the transparency. So, was it a great idea for Krishan to come to the front door for the baby shower? Absolutely. Did you have the right woman inside the house to understand and respect the program of, and then to run off and think that those numbers are your numbers, and knowing that they're 50%, they're everybody's numbers. They're my numbers, they're Jaden's numbers, they're Krishan's numbers, they're Blue's numbers. You had to know that putting Nevaeh on camera after Krishan being at the house, and for you both to sit there and not give Krishan the credit, for being brave enough, business-minded enough to pull up and run the numbers up for you like that, is a total disrespect. And I can see why you sat in that back seat looking at that woman like she thought she was doing something, when we all know she wasn't. We all know that could have been Jaden, and it would have been the same thing, because it was the same thing when you got out of jail and they pulled up together. So, shout out to the people that kept their hands to themselves, because that means that you learned something. Picking up knives and stuff is, I don't even understand that. Picking up knives before you know, nobody in that house was finna let nobody hurt no pregnant woman. I hope. Is there anything else that I'm leaving out? Because I don't see no comments in here. Did I touch on everything? I think I touched on everything. Nevaeh didn't belong at the club. No, she didn't. She looked like a goddamn fool sitting there in that white dress. Ain't changed clothes, ain't washed her ass. She went to the club, the after party, after the birthday shower. Girl, you know how fast I would have went home and got in my bathtub and let that motherfucker run around? You ain't fucking him anyway. He's scared. Your doctor told you the placenta was low and you don't be telling the truth, so he can't believe nothing that you say. Hell, if he asks me, I tell him, I don't believe nothing she say. She lie for no reason. I've never seen nobody lie on the internet. They know you gonna run it back. Then get on here and say, well, she talked about my son. I said that you needed to spend more time talking to your son because he was behind where he should be. And that worried me, being that we got a baby coming with you. That worried me. But then you went and you did exactly what I said. Put him in school. Get him situated. Get him a bedtime. You got mad at me because I tried to give you game to help you in your situation, and then twisted it around and tried to tell the people that I talked about your baby. Because you wanted to be like Krishan and say I talked about your baby. I never called your baby retarded, and I never called her baby retarded either. And Jonathan said your baby was going to be retarded, and I rebuked that in the name of Jesus for you. But I didn't see you look at him and get mad, because if a motherfucker would have told me the baby in my stomach was finna be retarded, I would have been more mad at them than the mama. But you ain't mad at him because you think he finna put you on and do this. But when I put Rila on and she's on top of all of y'all because she really got what it takes, I don't want to hear nobody crying about it. Okay? Because all you had to do was be respectful for yourself and for your son. I didn't ask you anything wrong. I didn't try to sell none of your coochie. I didn't tell you to get on the internet and call you no bitch ass. I didn't do any of that to you. I didn't rip you of your dignity. You done sold your whole soul and your dignity on this motherfucker, and you got a nerve to be mad at me? Shame on you. Shame on you.
Water break.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about her talking about Junior? I went back and I listened to what she said, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear her talk about him. I said she called the mother the baby disabler. And if you know me, you know I fuck with the truth. And if you can't refute the truth, then the truth is the truth. And I can't really be mad at the motherfucker that's speaking the truth. Y'all like to do that because y'all like to play favorites and fans and all of that shit. But I personally don't think like that. She said she called the lady a baby disabler. That's what the whole internet has called her. That's what we've seen. And until she show us some documents or some paperwork Because it's very well. It could have been like, oh, well, maybe their blood and DNA just didn't mix and that's what happened. I don't know. Nobody knows exactly what happened but her. But the fact that she don't come out and correct it or refute it or show nothing, what it is, that means that she's accepted and taken accountability and responsibility. So that's the only thing that I did hear her say. And I went to look for what she said about him. And that just goes back to the fact of not being embarrassed and accepting if you have a disabled child. If I had a disabled child and somebody said your child is disabled, I sit on here and be mad at the person for telling me the obvious. Yeah, duh. He's disabled. And this is what my plan is. This is what my program is. This is what we do every day. But the mere fact that we see everything that's going on in your life. We see you stream for 24 hours. We damn near see you wash your ass. And you won't get on here and show us mothers who are hoping for the best for you and for him any type of, I couldn't imagine, like, why don't you just share any of these women are going on here sharing whole doctor appointments and sonograms. They could get on here and say something about what's going on. Like I heard about the placenta and the low placenta and she don't need to have sex or lift up nothing heavy. I mean, that's just how open and transparent you guys are being. So why are you holding back the most valuable content that you have in the world to share with people who actually pay? Okay, I don't know why you guys keep trying to work the numbers. You got 4 million followers and you're homeless. That means that you're not working the numbers correctly. And if y'all wouldn't have been cussing me out and talking crazy to me, I would have helped y'all. Because when you see the outcome of somebody with respect and with enough respect for themselves and the family and the baby, you're going to wish you had listened and been respectful. You don't see Jaden going through, and me and Jaden have had our words. We've seen, our internet with how I feel, how you feel, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But you don't see us keeping no grudges when it comes to no kids. You don't see my grandbaby call me on the phone and her mom in the background and told her mama, take me to my grandmama right now. Now, could you imagine if she just said, no, we don't fuck with her no more? Could you imagine what that would do to my grandbaby? But y'all want to do stuff like that for kicks. Y'all want to do stuff like that for kicks. And I'll be honest with you. I will be totally honest with you. Unless we had a content agreement and I was in on it, your mother was goofy as hell for going to that baby shower and being a part of that bullshit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody treated my daughter any way other than a queen, I don't give a fuck if she sold pussy on Figueroa Boulevard night and day and night. You not about to sit here and act like my daughter ain't nothing. And the fact that y'all both sat there through that shit, unless there's a content agreement. I mean, people get on baddies and get beat up all day, unless there's a content agreement for what you went through. You really need to reevaluate which grandmother you want to help out with your children. Okay? Now, I might not have been the best mother of the world, honey, but I'm striving to be the best grandmother there is. And there's absolutely no way that none of us would have sat through. We would have demanded some respect, at least during the baby shower. Now, if y'all want to get home and talk to each other crazy when y'all get home, that's fine. But you can fly me back right now. And if you want to come back with me, daughter, you can come too. Now, if you want to sit here and look like Boo Boo the Fool all night in this dumbass white dress that looked like a goddamn, that was a hot mess. You need some help. All of that shit was a hot mess. I didn't like none of it. I didn't like the hair. I didn't like the makeup. I didn't like the dress. I didn't like the shoes. I didn't like the energy. I didn't like the people around you. I didn't like the fake smile. I didn't like the fake hugs. I didn't like the fake kisses. I didn't like none of the bullshit. And no, I didn't go. And I know my son probably was hurt that I didn't go, because there's nothing more that you want than for your mom to be a part of, you know, the fucked up shit that you're doing. But you're not going to talk to me like that and then expect for me to go. And then you don't teach these women how to have no respect. And you think when you run off and leave them that I'm just going to take some crazy ass woman and her kids and help them out? No, sir. Girl, how fast I would have said fuck you in this baby shower. With it. And then I'm going to tell you why I understand why John does the things that he does. He knows good and goddamn well that they're both there on a mission to use him. He knows that they violated and disrespect his whole house by bringing that bullshit and them cats and them dog and all them things in there that they brought in that house. And some people, when it comes to their money, like Jonathan, he gonna sit there and go through all of that with you and look you in your face and tell you your time's up. The numbers ain't working. Because he knows good and goddamn well, just like the rest of us, that y'all are there to use him, because nobody else in their right mind would have been there if they wasn't. So y'all are using each other. Y'all are both using each other, and that's fine if that's what y'all agreement is. That's okay. Some people got to do what they got to do. Some people get a sugar daddy. I got a sugar daddy. Somebody that I wasn't trying to get no music deal. No movie credits or no clout or none of that shit. So I get it if you got to do what you got to do and you feel like you got to do what you got to do, but don't be mad at the other person. Don't be mad. I couldn't be mad at the sugar daddy when the jig is up, and he can't be mad at me when I'm ready to go be in a real relationship. We had an agreement. It worked for us. We gained from it. We moved on. And that's what I do appreciate about Jonathan, is that he is treating people the way he knows he know that girl don't fuck with him, because ain't nobody that fuck with you finna sit there. She didn't even drop a motherfucking tear. That whole bullshit we watched, that motherfucker couldn't even fake a tear out her eye duct. Did y'all see one tear? All I saw was, motherfucker, I'm finna hurry up and get this shit so I can get my followers up, get my money up, get my stream up, and I'm gonna do you just how you. That's all I saw. And men know when you're doing that. Men know. He know you wasn't finna go over there and cry when he said, don't mess your makeup up. That motherfucker knew you wasn't finna drop a tear. Okay? And he know when Krishan start crying, she crying about not having her mom and her dad love on her like everybody else, okay? He know. As soon as I start crying in the house trying to get them to sweep the floor or do the dishes, he know I'm crying about my mama. He know I'm crying about them bills. He know I'm in here faking trying to get them to sweep and mop and clean up this goddamn house. Ain't nobody dumb. Okay? He know your mama don't give a fuck neither. He know your mama sitting there with you, working with you to do that. It didn't give me, I didn't see any real, other than I'm pregnant by a goddamn pimp. That's all I got from it. And they were both emotionless. And if Krishan was in Baltimore, that lady would have turned up. The only reason she ain't turned up is because the other woman was there. When a woman love you, it ain't about the other woman. It ain't about the other woman when a woman love you. If Krishan was in Baltimore and he knew he was gonna go anywhere but with Krishan. And I texted her and I told her, I said, don't trust nobody. Don't drink nothing. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm still looking out for my grandbaby. And I don't even like you like that. But don't drink nothing nobody. Don't drink nothing nobody hand you. You don't trust nobody. I try to tell you over there kikiing with motherfuckers. And he like, girl, I try to tell you. Now, if I done went over there and got my ass whooped, why in the fuck is you not listening to what I'm telling you? I told her, keep your mouth shut, get your bag, do you. That's it. Take your money and go home. He know you don't fuck with him. Do you think you and Krishan at the police department? At the police department. Her light and her triggers is just, they off the charts and they're not getting any better. And I hate that for her because there's nothing more that I would love than to just meet her at the gate, take the baby and tell her to go ahead, come back next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you? Then to be wondering like who she done handed this baby off to now. You know? So she just want to be loved right. She can't be wanting to be loved right when she came in there knowing that she just destroyed Jaden's whole future. Tampered with kids. Like you it's hard to want. That's like me wanting to be happy with my husband and I took him from some other woman and now she's somewhere unhappy and miserable. It's just not, I would just never ever do that. I just couldn't. And the fact that you're okay with that and then you don't understand why the other person is hurt or mad is crazy. Like, she don't give Jaden no, you know what I'm saying? No, you just did. Now this lady done came along and she doing it to you and now you got to go through it and you going back and forth with them. And somebody gonna do it to her. And meanwhile, Angela is just somewhere sipping on tea and keeping in contact and waiting on him to calm down and get his life together. Living her best life, living for her mom, living out her dreams, and still keeping in contact and still being a good person and not, you know what I'm saying? That's somebody that he could turn around one day and say, damn, you loved me. You loved me through it all. And nothing changed the way you treated me. You just moved yourself out the way like women do. Went and got your bag, went and got your bread, did your life, did your thing. And when they sit down and get old, Angela's probably going to be the one who end up with him. If she keep up with her looks and her body and her weight, she probably going to be the one end up with him. Watch.
You know, the only thing I have a problem with is that Carlissa doesn't ever give her son. She doesn't ever allow her son to take accountability for the bullshit that he puts these women through. They all stupid and they all stand up to this shit, but you got to be real. Like, Carlissa, all your kids got issue with you, something wrong with you as well. Like, be real, man. And besides that, your son ain't perfect, bitch. He might have some money, but he got some fucking issues too. You fucked him up.
That part, I never really got into that part. I mean, and maybe because I'm older, but really wants to be like Jaden and Krishan. She wants to be famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't knock people who desire to be in front of the cameras. That's their nature. I desire to be in movies. That's the nature of the beast. Yeah, she sings. She sings. So she just waiting for her moment. I don't know how many kids she gonna get up in her before she realize that the moment is gonna go past you with all these kids. I don't know how they think. I'm gonna tell you what I would have did. I'm gonna tell you what I would have did if I was her. I would have definitely not had no baby. I would have definitely been running around with him.
Can you stay for a second?
The charger, yeah. Everybody needs a babysitter, right? Ashley don't need no babysitter. Angie don't need no babysitter. Everybody need a babysitter, right? Now he getting ready. He going all over here and all over there. The probation just ended. He about to be all over here and all over there, and y'all about to be somewhere babysitting. How you gonna get a career and do this and do all of that with new babies and babies? You gotta be in the house, in the closet, whining and complaining. Now your mama was there last night, and so you had a babysitter for Superior, because I hope you ain't just leaving them with anybody. You had a babysitter for Superior, and then you had the baby in your oven, and you out with him having a good time, trying to have a good time. Now imagine if you were still, you know what I'm saying, with that one kid, keeping your mouth closed and getting your music. Who's getting ready to watch the baby? She thought she was securing the bag. You couldn't have thought that. That's what I mean about when I say I don't care what her mom say. She didn't graduate. She didn't graduate from Independence or whatever the hell her mama said. They lied. They made that shit up. You ain't graduated and got no high school diploma in thought. Because they teach you that. Don't they teach you that in high school?
What?
That the baby daddy ain't going to stay if you have a baby. I know. If they didn't teach you, the classmates taught you. Okay, now it's one thing if you just was having a good time like Rela. Shit got to getting, you know what I'm saying? And you got pregnant. Boom, damn, fuck, I'm stuck. But to be over there and it's three, you got to share with 3 other people. You got to be strong for that. You not strong for that. Because if you were strong for that, you would have got yourself after that baby shower. I bet you that motherfucker ain't made a thank you post to nobody that threw her that baby shower either. Because the way I would have had Callie wake up in the morning and thanks for that beautiful baby shower, you were supposed to get up and say thank you to the people that came to the baby shower. And maybe she did, and I don't know. Thank you to the people who threw the baby shower. Thank you to the people who sent the gifts. You're supposed to open the gifts, share the gifts, and thank the people. And then, girl, you were supposed to go home, get your bubble bath ran. Get your bubble bath. This is how you would have made Blue think. He would have thought about it. Oh, she finna go to the crib with her mama? And she know Krishan out here? Oh, this don't feel right. I would have definitely got that altar up out of that man's house. He already told you he's a Christian. You're violating him. You're violating my mother. You're violating him, my father. You're violating his aunts, his uncles. You're violating everybody who prays for him and loves him. Violation. You don't deserve anything. You don't deserve anything. Nobody feels sorry for you. You violated Jesus Christ. Nobody gives a fuck about you crying or feeling sad. We were all laughing. We all laughed. We're not going to feel sorry. We're going to laugh every time. Okay? Because if you're an enemy of Jesus Christ, you're an enemy of ours. And we don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry. It's a sin for us to feel bad for you. Isn't it a sin? I think it's a sin to feel bad for people that do things against Jesus Christ. The Father, the Son, or the Holy Spirit. It's a sin for us to feel bad. So we have to laugh. It's our job to laugh. Okay? So the violation was bringing the stuff in the house. I would have went home, got rid of, threw all that shit outside. It would have been on the curb. Like, you know what? I was wrong. I disrespected your house. Because, you know, him and Krishan fuck around and go to church together. You really going to be in trouble. If they start matching up Jesus and working on Jesus together, you're going to be really in trouble. That's where you're going to have a problem at. That's where and if Krishan really liked John the way she liked John, then that's where they would have met every Sunday, was at the church. Okay? But I ain't gonna help nobody out over there. Anyway, I would have threw the stuff outside. Hey, boom. Apologize, boom. Gave him the biggest thank you, hug, and kiss for the baby shower, even though it started off crazy and you was on your content, TikTok, Jock, whatever you was on. I get it. You got to get your bread. Thank you for the most beautiful baby shower. I've never had one before. How you never had a baby shower and you got a whole kid, I don't know. But anyway, I never had one before. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to go home and wait for you. Go home, take you a bubble bath. Make sure the sheets is clean. Make sure your baby is in the bed. Give your mom a hug and a kiss and say, you know, I know that was a lot, but, you know, we on some content shit. We doing our job. We doing our thing. And he should be here in a little bit. Go in the bedroom. He know your mama there. He ain't finna make you look like a fool 2 nights in a row. Get in your bed, because the man would have started thinking, why does she want to go home? Maybe she fixing to move out and have my baby like the other girl did in Baltimore. You would have had him thinking so many thoughts. Come on with it, girl. He would have had to pull up on you. He would have pulled up. Should have shut your damn mouth, gave a hug and a kiss, went home and waited with some clean sheets, because we know they dirty as fuck, with a bubble bath, took all that bullshit out your hair, let your hair down, because Jonathan don't like that. Let all your pretty curls down, put you some fresh PJs on, got your bag ready for the, you know, for the labor. I know you tried to do the little fake, like, oh, I feel a labor pain. You know, that didn't work. You shouldn't even try that. I wouldn't even try. He knew that shit. Jonathan is smarter than y'all think, girl. I used to fake cry so my kids would sweep the floor or mop. I'm just so tired and nobody helps me. And then as soon as I do that, you know, after 2 or 3 years of them mopping and sweeping and patting me on my back, then they start doing the fake cry with me. You look so ugly when you do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't have no sympathy. Their mama done drained all the sympathy, okay, girl? I used to get the floor mop, the bathroom clean, all that. Anyway, if you really wanted to get a rise out of your man, you were supposed to do something different. And going to the club and sitting there by yourself at a table pretending like you on beat. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole belly under the table. If somebody that got shucking and driving and shooting or anything would have popped off, here you are. He looking at you like everything for a nigga but your kids. You doing all this to be around my raggedy ass. You doing all this to be around my raggedy ass to prevent me from this other raggedy ass. And you just willing to do this. And you in here with 9 months pregnant because he didn't want Krishan to be outside when she was pregnant. Remember that? Y'all be thinking that he really don't want y'all to be out there because he don't want y'all to shine. He don't even want his sister out there. He begged me. He don't want his sister out there. You see his sister say, you know what? You right. If he don't want his sister out there in them streets making music when he ain't around, you don't know. That's why I got to call you on the phone like, hey, bitch, I know you slow. You ain't got no diploma. Your mama a dumbass too. She got you at the club and you're 9 months pregnant. You're due next week. I'm going to give you some game. Don't drink shit. Don't drink nothing nobody hand you. I'm not lying. I text her. Damn, this lady is 9 months pregnant. Finna have my Leo grandbaby probably on my birthday. And she might fall or somebody might push her, shove her. Now the baby's slow and some more bullshit. And John is just looking at her the same way like, you a trifling ass mama. You at the club and you due next week. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was a lounge bar. If it's music and it's niggas, don't go. Now, if it's white people and they hanging around and the police and it's safe, then go. But if it's a couple gang members in the corner over there, then why would you go to that? Why would you jeopardize just to try to cock block some shit you can't cock block? You force them niggas to have to try to. Oh, mother in the. You didn't even have sense enough to take a change of clothes, put a sweatsuit on so you be a little incognito with it. You outside in the goddamn dusty white dress that Wack done spilt the shit on. In the next spot, coochie sweating, the secretions coming out. You do next week. Who in the fuck does that? Barefoot, no panties. Now that's some Caucasian shit there. Honey, we gonna put some panties on to catch that motherfucking baby if it try to come out on us. Right, girls? Shit, our grandmama told us you better put them big Baduka drawers on. That baby starts sliding out that motherfucking you ain't got no panties on. He gonna hit the floor. I hope she has some panties on. But y'all, what we can't say is we watched her mama watch all of that. Girl, you, your mama, your son, y'all was supposed to go put y'all pajamas on, be in the house partying and dancing. Girl, ain't nobody don't nobody care about a bitch that's fucking your nigga when you 5 days due. That's her trifling ass fault. You think we would have gave a fuck? You think, girl, we would have all been like, ooh, she's a nasty bitch. She over there fucking that girl baby daddy and she due next week and they live in the house together. That's a trifling ass. Girl, you should have let us talk about her for you. I didn't call her grandbaby stupid. Or the R word. That's a lie. They're not stupid, they're slow. There's a difference. I never called nobody retarded, and I never that was a lie that they told you. I told you these people lie. You know why they lie? Because there's no truth in them. You a grown-ass woman, there's no need to lie. If I call somebody retarded, I just say I called the motherfucker retarded. I done called all my kids some crazy shit. Ask them. Where you think they got that mouth from? I done called my kids I might have called one of my kids retarded. No, we saw it. She called. No, I did not. I called him. Oh, you talking about somebody else? Nevaeh called Junior that. I didn't hear her call him retarded. She didn't call him retarded. She did not do that. Nevaeh didn't call him retarded. She said the baby disabler. That's what I heard her say. Now, if she called him retarded, if she called him retarded, then Jonathan needs to leave her alone, because that just means that she's not fixing to help your baby if she think your baby retarded. How does a pregnant lady call a nut? I might call you retarded, but definitely not when I'm pregnant. Shit,
yeah, for sure.
Like, is you cool?
Oh, you ain't supposed to talk no shit when you pregnant, because you don't know what the hell you got up in there.
You don't know what that last minute. You
don't know.
He might come out with an extra ear, an extra nose. You don't call no. Girl, you need to wait until your baby come out to call somebody baby retarded. Girl, because them doctors, they be thinking, oh, they told me my baby ain't retarded. They told my baby ain't slow. Girl, it's a many of women they told that shit to. And when that baby come out, it's just retarded as it could be. So you need to wait on Jesus, honey. Because when you curse God and you say crazy stuff about God, and you worshiping idols, you got to wait to see what the devil gonna give you, baby. You got to wait and see what the devil gonna give you. Because you might be getting one of his kids, because you already said you don't fuck with God. You already said that you don't believe in Jesus. So you may not have no mercy in that delivery room. When she grabbed a knife and said, "Where is your son? He needs..." He needs to be in therapy. And Blue said, I thought I said no baby bashing. Well, you see, she picked her words kindly. She did. She said he needs to be in therapy. So what her words is why is this lady at this front door when the baby should be at therapy today? That wasn't a low blow. That was a high blow. I would have said that too. Why is the lady got time to be over here? I know they got an extra class or two that he could be at while I had his damn baby shower. I'm due next week. It's not her place. That's her man. And that's her, that she at the house, that is her place.
That's definitely not her place, Carlissa. That was not her place. She needs to leave. How about you tell your son to go get his baby and take him to therapy? You sound like a dumb bitch sometimes.
Telling her that superior can walk and talk and eat.
She should be worried about
Mm.
pick up me, John. Pick up me.
Girl, I don't make fun of nobody's mental health. I don't make fun of no junkies. Anything I see my kids doing, honey, I do not. I do not make fun of it. I'm sorry. If the mental health people ask me, if the weed people ask me, honey, what? This is too much for real. Brown Sugar said this is too much. You didn't know none of this either, Brown Sugar, or you did know? Oh, so that's why she grabbed that knife. She know Krishan gonna get in that ass. She know Krishan gonna get in that ass. Now saying somebody need to take their baby to counseling, and when people tell me, that's why your son having mental health, I'll be like, girl, you right about that. I ain't about to argue with you about something that's evident. Or your son think he's a womanizer. I'm not about to argue with you about what I know he got a problem with. He been having this problem for a long time. I praise about it. Okay, I pray that he find a wife, a good thing, a patient woman, somebody that drives him and motivates him mentally, somebody that could teach him and tell him, you don't got to do all of this for content. You got 4 baby mamas.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. You need to pray that your son get his life right and not be praying for a good woman because he ain't a good man.
What's the word? Y'all help me with the word. Entertaining, talented. There we go. You got 4 talented, entertaining baby mamas. You got a whole fucking show. And then on top of that, you got kids after that. You got real entertainment, but they don't trust the process of it. Took me 4 years to get 100-something thousand solid subscribers on Patreon. The family stuff. And yeah, we have some family problems over there. Callie and my husband was just into it big time. Took us 30 days for me to see my grandkids. They're watching real live content. That what y'all doing, don't nobody. We scared. Y'all scaring us. Okay? I thought Krishan was going to kill the lady last night. I was scared for that lady. Somebody woke me up and told me to look at that shit, and I thought Krishan was going to leave that lady on the goddamn floor dead. That's what I thought. And y'all keep playing with Krishan. Just because you get your boxing license, until she had that first fight, okay? She ain't had that first fight. She liable to knock one of y'all damn heads off. That's why you don't see me fucking going over there, okay? So stop messing with that lady right now until she had that first fight. Then we can start talking our shit again, okay? Because them licenses ain't licensing the way they cover your ass yet. I mean, and she probably is going to whoop that lady ass eventually because, I mean, I will whoop somebody's ass and go to jail about my kids. So, honey, she probably going to get whooped, and that's going to be a good reason. Ain't none of us finna feel bad for you either. Because you could have kept talking about Krishan and what she need to do and what she could have and not called nobody. I didn't hear the retarded. So I really hope that, and that's probably why Jonathan is not comfortable with somebody like, how am I supposed to bring these kids in here with you and ask you to help me raise them, and you're calling them names? You're talking about the children that I need you to raise. I don't need my mama to raise them. I don't need my daddy to raise them. I need a woman that's going to be in here and help me raise these kids. So she done already fucked up her position. Because can't nobody trust you with their kids. You done brought the devil in. You done brought the altars in.
It's over.
And yeah, it's over. You're on a time limit. You're really on a time limit because this man is going to look crazy to ask any of his other baby mamas. They're going to all come over there and jump on you together.
She had me at the altar.
You gotta brought a whole altar in knowing this man is a Christian. Now, if he was one of them losers who didn't know Christ and was telling you I'm not a religious person, but he done told the internet and everybody on the internet that I believe in Jesus Christ. And we watched you disrespect and defile his house by bringing that bullshit in there. And just because he laughed don't mean it's fair game to laugh, because he gonna laugh at your motherfucking ass when you back over there at that shelter. It's gonna be fair game. Ha ha ha, the joke's on you. And for your mom not to be putting you on game and telling you can't do that to somebody that believes in Jesus Christ. You can't disrespect him. There's people that pray for him. There's his family, his grandma. You're disrespecting so many people. Even when I told her don't take the cat over there, his other kids is allergic and you did it anyway. It's like you and then you want us to feel sorry for you. I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. Right, the mama on there. And we heard you tell the people last week you didn't graduate and you gonna get your GED. Then your mama get on here and help you lie and say you didn't get the GED, instead of just saying I'm supporting you to get your GED. And then y'all said the lady was cute, and I seen the lady on the goddamn without the filter, and the lady the cute wasn't cuting. Okay, the cute was not cuting. Y'all told a motherfucking lie over there. Girl, Jonathan seen her mama and he said no. This what you gonna look like when you get old. No. I ain't calling her ugly at all. I'm just saying that the mama's not attractive, okay? The looks ran out. Something ran out. I don't know what ran out, but it ain't run back in, honey. And I hope the grandbaby look like his side of the family. She got pregnant thinking it was going to... Oh, she had to know better, though, because we see that it didn't lock nobody in. It gets worse. Go watch the clip. King Harris told Krishan that she has a stupid-ass baby last night right before she left. Oh, Lord. But you see, that's why I tell Jonathan, this why God tell us, this why God tell us don't mix with them people. Don't mix with them people. That's why he tell us don't mix with them. Now you finna have a baby with a lady with altars and jingle bells and tricks and what you call them things? The things they have at church. Tambourines and shit. Hey, he on his own. I told her don't bring that cat in there, and she thought everything I was telling her was for Jaden. Girl, Jaden is a grown woman. I am not here to monitor the grown people. I'm telling you don't bring the cat because not only is the kids allergic, John is allergic. But I didn't tell her that on purpose. Sometimes some mama's gonna, when you don't listen. What that noise means, Saya? Oh, these said just follow. Oh, welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome. We just cleaning up over here, getting ready for my birthday. And I know y'all wanted me to get on here and leave my 2 cents. So I did. And I plan to just keep giving my 2 cents the whole way through. Now that I don't have, I'm not a fan favorite of anyone, you know. That it is what it is. Everybody got their own shit going on. And I'm just going to be here to say what I say. Since they don't listen to me, y'all will tell them and they'll listen to y'all. Because everybody listening to y'all. I don't like she cusses in front of y'all and how she talk to you at John's house. I think think all the kids kind of get comfortable with me. They think I'm cool. I'm the cool mom. And then I don't look old as they mom. So they be forgetting and they get a little comfortable. So I don't ever fault them for doing their little cussing and stuff. You know, my daddy don't trip on me when I cuss in front of him. I try to limit my cuss words with my mom and my dad, but they still come out. And they never bash me for it. Calling me a bitch. Oh, she calls me a bitch regularly.
Who?
Nevaeh.
Like
even
bitch,
when we just chilling.
Like bitch.
No, like this bitch, like it just be like, huh? And I just look at her and, you know, like, okay, maybe that's how her mom, you know, white people raise their kids a little different. When Krishan calls me a bitch, it's because, you know, she just disrespectful regardless. She don't have no home training at all.
Do it be like...
No, Krishan be like, fuck you, bitch.
Like that?
No, Krishan be like, fuck you, bitch. Die, bitch. Like that. Like, how y'all more mad at me than the person that you dealing with? I didn't do it. But they all take their turns being mad at me because they feel like, you know, of course I'm naturally always going to have a place for Jaden in my heart that they'll never ever get to because I met her when she was 12 years old. She traveled with me. She was at my wedding.
Right.
She had my second grandchild. There was no question about DNA or none of this stuff. Like when Jonathan was younger, he prided himself on having one baby mama. He hates that he has to say 4. He hates that with a passion. He's just a regular goofy nigga now. Like he always said he was happy about having one baby mama. And that's all he was going to have was one baby mama. And if he could have had it his way, they going to trick you. They know you didn't want no baby by them. Everybody knows Blue did not want no baby by Krishan. He didn't want no baby by Nevaeh. He didn't want no baby with Rila. He didn't want... But as an adult, you have to make adjustments to your sins, to the things that you do wrong to create these things. You got to make adjustments. And I commend him dearly for making the adjustment to sit with Nivea. I like that name. With Nivea. I commend him for sitting there with her. Because you just never know when somebody tell you they used to be a drug addict. You kind of you already got a situation from, you know, you and Krishan, baby. Or whatever they saying. I don't know what they saying this week. This week is your grandkid. It ain't your grandkid. I don't know. But you already got that situation and you see how easily she was able to just say, fuck the kid, fuck the shit, fuck the situation. I love you more than my whole body. And so I commend him for being with somebody that he's probably growing fond of her now that she's been in the house. Not because she's cleaning up and cooking and doing womanly, motherly things that he's used to, but because she is there and she's, you know, it's always comforting to have somebody there and to watch your baby grow, let your baby hear your voice. Non-confrontational. I haven't really seen her hit him for real, although she probably has. But I've been watching the lives and she haven't put her hands on her. She hasn't been aggressive or violent. And so that's always a plus. And to be able to have a kid with somebody and enjoy the process and the peace is always a good thing. So I do commend him for taking her in, and even though she had another kid, and making sure that the place that she in, she hates it. And she definitely ain't going back to the shelter. So I commend him for sitting there, whether they stay together, not together, whatever they decide to do. I commend him for making sure that he was with her throughout this pregnancy. And you know, when the doctor said not to have sex, he stopped having sex. Even though she complained about it. Once the doctor tells a man, your placenta's low, you should not have sex, just because he comes back the next week or two and says, okay, your placenta's fine, it's still in the man's mind and he don't want to hurt the baby. Look what he already got a situation. The last thing a man wants is another baby. He's probably terrified. I'm terrified. And you got to be careful who you have kids with, because you shouldn't have to be terrified. You shouldn't have to be terrified. Do I think Nevaeh is a decent mom now? There's a lot of things that she needs help with, I think, and hopefully her mom sticks around and helps her out with that. But there's a lot of things that she needs help with, and a lot of things that Jonathan, me, my family are afraid of, that she did with her first kid. Case in point, like with me having to tell her, him saying, and the way he was communicating is what I told her. That's a lack of you not talking to him. And I would have told you that if we was having conversation, but you chose to be a smart ass. So I just tell you through the internet like I tell everybody else. You got to communicate with your kid to get them to talk. You can't do all of that baby talk. Like all of that stuff that Krishan does to the baby. If you was getting physical therapy, they would tell you, use your words. Don't do the boo boo baby gaga. You can't talk to a kid like that. Even if they are moving slow, you still have to make them use their words. Use your words. You have to read to your kid. I've never seen any of these women. I have seen Krishan recently. But during their pregnancy, like Rila is sitting over there reading to her baby and setting the mood and the music and providing good energy. Jaden did the same thing. Callie did the same thing. The things that I see these other ladies doing, hurry up, I just want to get the baby out of me. It's like, enjoy your pregnancy. I can't remember. You're going to lose the thought of the pregnancy one day. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to try to remember, like I could remember a little bit of Blue, a little bit of Callie, a little bit of Dre, but I can't remember everything that I would like to remember right now. And luckily for y'all get to have cameras, and she ain't gonna want to watch none of this shit. But you should have those. She ain't gonna want to play none of these rewinds. You should have those moments where you're just we haven't seen her in a rocking chair or just. It's scaring me how they are with their pregnancy. Like most of us moms loved the whole process of that. Like, yeah, you get a little antsy, but you want this motherfucker out of me. I want it out of me. It's just like, oh, it crushes me to watch them. It crushes me. And I know that has to somewhat crush Jonathan too. That's why he's trying to tell her, the way you treat your son is like a little girl. So he's trying to tell her, but he ain't doing it in the right way. And like I told him, if you don't help fix that, and he and her son decides to do something against what your principles are, or how you want him to, not cry and whine all the time, your kid's gonna learn from that kid. Believe it or not, a journey is as fast as she is because of Javon. When your other kid is walking around talking to you and you know what I'm saying? They pick up the energy, they pick up and like I told John from the beginning, whatever you see her doing with her kid, that's what your kid is going to be like that. So, and same thing, when John's dad came in my life, he wanted Andre to be a good example for John. He showed Janice and Andre love and respect and took good care of them, because he know when he not there, them two people is going to impress their spirits upon your kid. And trust and believe, by the time that you get to that last one, they act like all three. Blue literally acts like all three of them, with a splash of his cousins and everybody else he grew up with, okay? So, I say all that to say him trying to do this last minute, like, micromanage, just in case she decides to go home. When she have her baby, she might not want to be there. Hell, he didn't know Krishan was going to get up and go have her baby all the way in Baltimore. And luckily, she didn't have no other kids to impress upon baby Krishan. But, I mean, she doing her thing. So, I think he's trying to get Nevaeh's son to talk with, talk regular, talk proper, and stand up for himself and not be doing all of that whining. Because at 4 years old, and I'm not putting nobody's business out there that didn't put their business out there. She said the baby daddy was bothering the son, touching him or whatever. At 4 years old, your son should be able to tell you, and you shouldn't have to guess or wonder at 4 years old. I made sure by the time my kids was, if you touch Journey wrong, she gonna come tell you. Am I right? Journey is going to let a motherfucker know, private parts. Don't touch me. Like, she has her own little skill set that we're not gonna have to question what's happening or what's going on. We're gonna know. And so him trying to teach, if she was doing what she needed to do with her son at 4 years old, he would know that too. He's bright, he's funny, he's loving. And I told her, I said, you just paid attention to what I said you needed to do. You didn't pay attention to the good things that I did say. You didn't pay attention that John loves the fact that he's an Aquarius kid, that he acts a little bit like him, minus all the whining and, crying every 5 minutes at 4. Okay? Now, all kids do they whining and crying. He's the only child. He's, Andre was a little crybaby too, because he didn't have because he was the oldest, and he didn't, and it was just me. So I get it, but when somebody else getting ready to have a kid with you, they watching that. All you do is cuss at him. We never see you gentle parent. And that's fine if you want to be firm with him, but if you being so firm with him, why the hell is he whining and crying all the goddamn time? He doesn't, and at the time, I was telling her the communication that, and that we were just two grandparents worried about how you mother. We see that you there. We see that you put the time in. We see that you not ripping and running and leaving him. We see you with Superior. We appreciate that. But the fact that when you're with him, you still need to give him some of his own quality time. Okay? And we see y'all on live, and most of us see that we not appreciate. If it was our grandkid, we wouldn't want that. He can't even tell you if the daddy touching him or not. You just think that. And then you go out and say it is even worse. Because, he could have wiped his butt, and now and something was said, just to even put that out to the world like that, and you don't know for sure, and do the dad like that. A, B, now your son gonna think that his daddy touched him in the world, and you did all of that for Jonathan, because I don't think you would have did that if you was by yourself. You would have took your time and did your homework and your research. But anyway, I say all that to say, because this is stuff that she already put out. These are my opinions. This is how I feel about it. I hate that the baby's 4 years old and you don't know, or you're not sure, and you say that anyway. We heard you say that to the police. We heard you, and the man could have gotten in trouble and maybe didn't even do nothing. But anyway, I don't like how she cusses in front of y'all. I already read that. Hold on. Kershawn, the only one who slid for Blue last night. His friend stepped out when he got knocked down. Who knocked Blue down? Who knocked Blue down? What is y'all talking about? The cornstarch is a substitute for the Xanax. Look it up. Well, I'd rather her eat the cornstarch than take the Xanax, so fuck. Y'all doing y'all homework in this bitch. Thank you for that, girl. If that's what she eating, I tried to tell her, because I used to eat rocks off the ground. I told her she's missing iron, so.
My mama did too.
Yeah, it's just a lack of something, and I told her what it was, and if she didn't go get the iron pills, and she'd rather give the baby a cornstarch headache. I mean, you could probably get diabetes from that. You could do a lot of things. So I would prefer her not feed the baby cornstarch. But if she got to feed the baby cornstarch instead of the Xanax, I'll take it. Pika, what's that?
That's what y'all got.
Pika?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
She thinks she good because she got arm being whacked. That's gonna be in the delivery room. Oh, that's absolutely great. That's absolutely great. I mean, whatever she chooses. my grandkids and my son when he was in jail. But hey, that better late than never. If that's who you're relying on, good luck with that. Fuck Diva called you John and Junior. Krishan, the only one fought for him. New video out. Of your son getting knocked down and all his friends back down except Rock. They saying Blue and Tiny got into it. They saying Rock fought Tiny's sister. I think he might have black eye because everybody but him been on live, but girl, because it's going too goddamn fast.
Like, you can't be talking mess and then stuttering after. You can't talk shit and then be like,
well, I can't. I mean, what you want me to do? I can't see it. Look how fast it is. I want you to go. Go read it real fast.
Yeah, I don't know. What y'all think about what Carlissa is saying? I do think she has a valid point with some things that she's saying. Especially with mothering these kids, like how you should go about it. I think if you have a man with kids and you want to be involved and a living girlfriend, you understand that comes with a couple of things, right? Because you're around somebody else's kids, somebody else also want to have an input. If you're saying all of these mean things about these kids, do you think somebody would want to have their kid around you? Absolutely not. You keep talking on these kids, but what people fail to realize is that we can all end up having a disabled kid, you know? In Krishan's case, unfortunately, that's maybe something because we don't know what that child has or whatever. So, allegedly caused by what she has done during her pregnancy. But what you do need to realize is that that's life sometimes. You know, people have autistic kids. People have autistic kids that can speak once they put in the time and effort, especially in kids that do have a disability. You do need to be a hands-on parent. You do need to, like Carlissa said, take them to therapy, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can't feel ashamed of the fact that your child is disabled. You need to try to make sure that your kid is going to have the best life they can within, you know, the parameters. And in Krishan's case, I do think they should try and assure that the kid can walk, that he can be around kids that are, if he needs glasses or whatever he might need, there's little improvements from since he was born, but there's some things that of course can improve better. I don't really, as a woman, I don't have kids, but I wouldn't want anyone speaking on my kids, and I wouldn't be speaking on anyone's kids either, because I think that's a thin line. And people need to understand that the same reason Jaden doesn't want her kids around this girl, Nevaeh. I personally don't think that if you hate me, I would want my kid around you. If you want to be the living girlfriend and stuff, have that, keep that. I think Krishan and Jaden also know what that comes with, because they've been there, done that, and they know Blue on that more personal, intimate level for a longer time with us concerned. And what people don't realize, until you live with a man, you really don't know that man, because from what I've heard, from what Nevaeh has shared, all their like little moments, they have been in like cars. Like, you fucking me in a car, and you a rich nigga, like, girl, he couldn't take you to a hotel. That's neither here nor there, but at the same time, it's like I don't really see like y'all have any deep conversations. I don't know. It just seems all surface level to me. So when you start to live with a man and experience the things that you also was doing with him while he was with both Krishan and Jaden, you can't really be mad. And that's what he was trying to tell her yesterday the whole time as well. Like, you can't be mad when somebody is giving you what you dished. Like, understand what they're saying, And you can't be mad that people don't want their kids around you, because I wouldn't want my kid around somebody who ain't a good mom. Like, you're not a good mom. You neglect your child a lot. Your child, what he's doing is asking for attention. And every time he asks you for attention, you turn around and spaz on the kid. Like, that's crazy. That's real crazy to me. Because you hear pregnant with another child, and the next thing that Clarissa just said, which I could agree with, is like, enjoy your pregnancy. Like, for me, pregnancy, how I envision it when I have the opportunity to become a mom, is like, that should be the nicest time in my life. Calm, no drama, enjoy it with the father of my kid, and just be able to, like, take the moment in. And the way that she's like in a rush to give birth to this child is like, girl, all of that is gonna come. Why are you trying to evict your baby before time? All of these things have complications. So why are you trying to take your kid out of its safe space when he's still cooking? He's not ready yet. And the way she talks about, I just want to get this little nigga out of me. Like, girl, like, you don't seem to have a lot of motherly instincts, but neither does Jaden, neither does Krishan with certain things that they do, Jaden was also caught a couple of days ago talking about Nevaeh and be like, yeah, bitch, you need to get some money. And Pinkface was there asking her, like, Mom, girl want to beat you? Like, with other things, I think, like with cooking and probably being there for her kids, she's a better mom than the rest, but they also all fall short in being a great mom. Like, if they were on a list giving a course on how to be a great mom, like, I wouldn't be taking none of their courses, because all of them fall short. And Carlissa herself as well. Like, I think Carlissa needs to be a little bit more honest, because she puts a lot on these girls and talks about, because Blueface this and Blueface that, but he has some mommy issues. And I think that's apparent. And he has also emotional issues. Whatever she did when she was growing up, trying to maybe survive from one man to the next. Her 3 kids have 3 baby daddies, so you ain't better than the next bitch, I get what you're saying, but a lot of these things are for clicks and views, and people who are coming from the circus themselves, so the Krishan, Jaden, and Carlissa, they know what's up. Nevaeh just thought it was going to be sweet shit for her. Why? Because she really thought that the situation was going to be better for her, because she's coming in and you're stepping up. But what you need to realize as a woman is, once you have been a man's side chick, your spot is up for grabs, bitch. Who do you think's another bitch gonna step in this place of being the side chick? And that's where he met you. So sometimes they can't trust you. They're not gonna trust you. There's no trust, because he know that you was laying up with him while you was pregnant with Superior, and he also sees the way you treat your baby daddy. Like, you can't even be mature enough. You on the phone trying to spaz on this man, but oh, you a little dick. You ain't show your son to hold his dick and all of this shit. Like, girl, be a little mature. Like, not all of that is for the internet. The man was calling you on some real shit, because besides what you have shown, that's his kid. And you could see, like, in the past few weeks, that Blueface has been treating your kid some type of way. He has been kind of, like, irritated. I don't know if he just wants his space back. He probably still in his, like, ancient era of kind of being with how many girls and having girls in and out his house. That was his content before all of this shit show Circus started to come back together. But because he started getting a lot of views on this shit, he focused more on the views, right? So she needs to be real about what is going on, you know, and it's not gonna get better. I think she thinks if she follows Blueface and become his bottom fly, that he's gonna stay home and be here like midnight runs and waking up with a baby. Like, girl, that was not his life. That was not his life with Krishan. That was not his life with Jaden. If you wanted to see what this nigga was doing when these girls was pregnant, then you just need to pull a page back onto the social media platforms. I mean, with Krishan, we saw exactly. And a next thing that I get uneasy with is that for everyone to be blaming only Krishan, like, if I have a kid, I would hope that my baby father ain't passing me a Hennessy bottle and passing me a blunt. Like, where was he? He used to beat the shit out of her for other occasions. Why he didn't beat the shit out of her when she was grabbing a blunt or grabbing a Henny? Why you didn't make a problem out of that? Because this is allegedly the reason your kid has disabilities, you know? And his mom is saying, yeah, what Krishan should do, but why your son? If that's his son, then put some pressure on that hoe. Like, allow him to go and be like, listen, this is my son, and I feel like he could be doing better if he had XYZ therapy. You know, his feet need to get adjusted so he can walk properly, you know, and see if maybe he needs glasses or whatever he might need. You know, he's still a baby and he still deserves a chance. What does make me feel really sad about these situations, especially when it concerns the kids, is that you gotta remember, I always say, like, if I had to have a disabled kid, I don't know if I would have many more. And the main reason is because I would want to give that child all my energy and all my time. And then you gotta realize that we get older and these kids stay here alone. And then who's gonna watch these kids, you know? If you have other siblings, they might step up, or family or something to watch them. But eventually we're all gonna perish and these kids are here left to fend for themselves. So you do want to be able to raise these kids in a sense where they could be, you know, independent within their parameters, of course. So with those things, I could say Clarissa today, she wasn't on too much bullshit for me. Of course, she is Carlissa, so you know she's gonna throw her little jabs and stuff like that. But I do think she needs to hold her son accountable because he falls short in a lot of ways, you know. It's all a shit show and it's all a circus for all of us watching. Of course, we enjoy the content. It is something to talk about and stuff like that. But when it comes to the kids, it really doesn't, you know. And I think even Krishan said, like, she doesn't always feel that Carlissa is very genuine. If you really cared about your grandbaby like that, maybe you should reach out to her, you know, on some genuine shit and get that baby some help. Because if you care about that baby, it doesn't matter if it's you, Krishan, or Blue, or his granddaddy. You know, anybody who cares about that child should be trying to get him help. You guys have money. Like, get that baby some help. He deserves at least that. He deserves to live to the full capacity of what his little life can be. And if it can be better or not, why not? Jaden, I think she needs to focus on the kid that she already has and the one she has on her way. I mean, Nevaeh, sorry. She needs to focus on the kid that she already has and the one that she has on the way. I really think in her mind, she thinks that having this baby, naming him a junior and all of this, is like she's gonna erase Blueface's other kid. But you do need to realize, like, if you're with a man and you can't love his other kids, I don't think you have any position or business to be procreating with that man, because his other kids are not gonna vanish out of the picture, and he is gonna resent you for the fact that you try to make it difficult for him to be around his kids. It's gonna be cute in the beginning, but he's gonna resent you. He already expressed that he knows you're using him. Like, we all see you're using him, girl. Like, I mean, you was homeless, so I get what you're trying to do. Like, you kind of take all of this bullshit and secure a spot, but it's really a shit show. Her friends and family should be a little bit more like honest and transparent with her. Like if my friends are coming to tell me that bullshit, like I ain't trying to hear all of that bullshit. Like I'm gonna tell it to you how it is. I'm a very straight up person, and maybe sometimes too straight up because people ain't always like to tell me what the fuck they got going on or whatever, or want to hear what I gotta say. But you gotta keep it real with people, you know? Like, girl, you signed up for this position. This is a shit show. It's either you gonna stack your money and leave, or you gonna take your time that you got a little bit access to money and go to school, find something to do, find your ambition. He's been asking you, like, you only draining this amount of money. You bring nothing to the table, because eventually you're gonna get over the fact that he's just here embarrassing you online. I think yesterday was a whew, he was bleeding you, girl. Like, he was disrespecting you. Everything you have done to him, he's doing back to you. I think Blueface is a very tit for tat type of person. And I don't know if she has realized it, but you was disrespecting his mom. He started disrespecting your family. You was hoeing outside with him when he had other bitches pregnant. Now he hoeing outside with other bitches. And he telling you he don't feel no way because you been there, done that. Everything that you have done to him, he's doing back to you. You know, he realizes that he's just one of many niggas, and you just ain't up and outside popping your pussy because you pregnant. But you was popping your pussy when you was pregnant with your son with him, and you have said this many times. So why would this man think that all of a sudden, just because you've been 9 months pregnant and you at home trying to play a little housewife, that it's going to be any different? You know, I don't think he thinks it's going to be different. And I really think that you took the main chick, side chick position or whatever. You kind of like the main chick side, but a side chick at the same time. I don't think you understand that, yeah, being a main chick, being one of many, is that, who gives a fuck, bitch? Like, you one of 10. One of 10, one of 20, one of 30. Like, there is no special bitch here. Like, not you, not Jada, not Krishan, not the other bitch, not any bitch. This man, what? Not only him. Most rich niggas know that the only reason some of these niggas be ugly too, because well, when he scrabbled all over his face, he also became kind of like an ugly nigga to look at. So all of these niggas realize the fact that you're sitting here or they have a beautiful woman on their arm is because they have money. And I think bitches think that they're so good at this that they try to make a man feel like, oh my God, I'm only here because I love you. Like, no, bitch. Like, these niggas be knowing. They be knowing. They just be playing stupid. Because the moment you act the fuck up, they're going to replace you with a next bitch because they have the money to do so. What do you have to do? It is apparent to me that you have the least going for yourself, and that's why you have to stick through the situation. Jaden and Krishan have put up with some shit, but at least they defended themselves. At least they opened their fucking mouth. At least they tried to fight back. And it's not to say that they're better in any way, because I don't believe so, but they had a little more self-respect, like a little bit, like 2% more self-respect than you to allow somebody to just disrespect them. And that's why they don't want to be filmed when they sleeping with this nigga, because they're like, when the cameras are off, you're a whole different nigga, and now you want to come here and disrespect me like I don't got my own shit. They all got their own houses, they got their own money, and they ain't chasing for this nigga, or they chasing for him, but not in the way that you're chasing for him. You have to put up with it because you have nowhere to go. It's either here or the shelter. And it doesn't seem like you want to go back to the shelter, so I guess you can just put up with being here, I suppose. And what that nigga name? Jaden trying to get her bag, you know, like she realizing she can make her money. She know that he helps and he pays for stuff when they're on good terms, but he is also a dick for not paying for things when they're on bad terms. Like, who the fuck does that? You don't disrespect your kid when your kid's baby mama, and don't pay for your kid's creche or daycare or school because you feel it's a bad day. Like, that's not how that shit work, you know? And they all feel like they're gonna come up, but this nigga is 20 million in debt, bitch. Like, he ain't got it like that. He told it to Jaden yesterday in the car. He was like, when I had shit, you wasn't there, so you don't think like I peep. The same bitches you trying to talk about is the ones who was paying bills. Krishan said she left her house, she left her friend in that house and moved into Blueface'S house so she could start paying his bills. And he's still in 20 million debt. So imagine if she didn't. That's why he keep fucking with Jaden, because Jaden was with him when he had shit. Krishan was with him and giving her giving him her whole check like a dumb bitch. Like, these are things that niggas peep, okay? And I do think that she's on some revenge time. Because yesterday she probably was like, when I drop this baby, I'm going to go to the next rich nigga. And like he said, like, she was just saying dumb shit. And he was just spitting facts on her situation. I don't think she liked that because it was conversations that was being had behind closed doors. And now it's like you exposing her to the world. But girl, like, I don't feel bad for her, but I'm just like, damn, like, your parents, somebody needs to step in and tell you, like, baby, pack your stuff and come home. Like, you don't have to be homeless because you don't seem to be that comfortable in this shit. You try to pop it here and there when you think, oh, he's on the outs with Jaden or he's on the outs with Krishan, but every time he's with them, he still has a little more respect. And I'm not talking about a lot, like a very little, like 1% more than he does for you. And it's clear to see, like, we see it, we all looking at the same shit show, and we see the chemistry. So it's like, girl, you know, get it together. Really try to, if you're gonna stay, try to make something of yourself so you don't have to keep licking a nigga ass for a roof over your head for now, not one but 2 kids. You could have barely afford a fucking roof over your head and food and everything for the 1 kid that you had. You think it's gonna get easier if this nigga decides he's not gonna claim it? And I hope it's his kid, because you got like 3 other niggas claiming this same kid. You think he gonna sign a birth certificate without knowing if that's his kid? No, he's gonna go and look and see what the fuck is going on. So good luck to you on that shit. Yeah, Clarissa's online, so I don't think she has anything else to say. And then if there is something new and there's an update, I'll be back online. If you guys enjoyed the commentary and the shit show, please give me a like, subscribe if you like it, and we'll be back to continue to be part of the circus, or at least laugh at what the fuck is going on in this circus, because I sure be getting a little cackle out of this shit, because I can't believe I wouldn't allow nobody to talk to me out to the side of their fucking necks like that. Like, I'll pop your fucking teeth out of your mouth. Are you dumb?